how do I say this without doxing him? Because he wants this company to be named after him, after his last name. Um, and he wants something that will combine God with the theater. So I uh, rolled it around in my head a few times, and I'm thinking, okay, how about the temple, the tabernacle, the curtain? There's a curtain on the the tabernacle as well as a curtain on a stage. When the curtain tore in two, let's see what helped. What else? And then I was thinking, what other imagery can I put with the curtain and a stage? And I said, oh, the breaking of the bread. And then I went, what? The breaking of the bread? And I have this image of my head. I think Jim Caviezel in, what is the name of that movie about Jesus? The Passion of the Christ. In the Passion of the Christ, the way that Jim Caviezel lifts up the bread and he tears it. He doesn't just break it. He tears it from top to bottom, similar to how the curtain in the temple was torn from top to bottom. My jaw hit the floor for a few hours. My jaw hit the floor for a few hours. The bread, yes, Jesus does say that the bread symbolizes his body. But that's not all it has to symbolize. That's not all. Don't get all literal with me. Does that look right? Does that look right? Let's undo. I don't think that is. Tell you what, I'm just going to suggest, there we go. I think that's better. That's a better idea than what I had before with my pencils. So, yeah. So I So what did I do in order to take a photo of some bread being torn? I looked up a recipe on how to bake the bread. I could have just bought a pita. I could have just bought gone to the store and bought a pita, but no. I had to bake some showbread. Actually, you can't find a recipe for showbread because, ask me how I know, because I just tried over the weekend. That recipe is secret. No one is allowed to know how to make showbread except for the temple priests. So I baked some bread and tore it and took some photos, and we'll see. To be continued. What's next on I got a list of things that I have to talk to, this is what happens when you don't stream for a while. Also the other podcast I'm listening to is called Bema, and they're talking about Isaiah in that podcast. And that's all I have to say about that, because it's hard to remember what they were talking about Isaiah. Phew. So I think my son is sick. I think not sick enough to stop him from going to school. All we need is for him. I only have 2 days off. I only have 2 PTO days available. And if I burn them today, or if I burn them tomorrow, let's do that again. There are 3 days until Thanksgiving break. I just need to hold on until Thanksgiving break. Just please hold on till Thanksgiving break. Of course, if I did keep him home, he would have been... He's much more energetic as a sickling than the rest of us are at being sick. Just hold on for 3 more days. Can I hold on for 3 more days? So I gave him some NyQuil last night, and this morning it was very hard to get him up. So I thought, oh no, I gave him too much NyQuil. So drove him to school late. He was too late for the bus. And then as I was driving him in, he didn't look very enthusiastic. I mean, usually, kids are not enthusiastic to begin with. But I'm talking about, no life. But nobody else was going to be able to take care of him because, as I have mentioned, my wife has just gotten her new job this past Monday, so she has 0 days of PTO.